of a truth. Do you know that sim racing is the future of F1? And I don't understand why the future of motorsport will go deep into sim racing. And we are now seeing most sim race drivers coming into racing because most of them cannot cope with F1. But in future, we might see sim race driver coming into F1 the way it is, because almost all F1 drivers sim race. And if you look at those that sim race, you see that they're exceptionally good. Max Verstappen for one, Fernando Alonso. And I think that is why they're crediting those guys, because they sim race and they tend to bring all those knowledge, because it's just like you driving every day and it's natural for you. When you do something every day, though it replicates almost the same thing as you feel on the ground, but there are some things you do there that you can't do in live driving, while there are some things you do in sim racing that you can do in live driving that you can also replicate. So I think that is where the real thing is going to, especially in F1. Norris, Piastri, all those guys sim race, and that's why they are looking exceptionally good. And I think that's where Lewis Hamilton is lacking. I think Lewis Hamilton needs to start doing a lot of sim racing. He has said it. He rarely uses the Mercedes simulator while he was in Mercedes. Even with Ferrari, he doesn't like the simulator. Not just the Formula 1 simulator for training. As in sim racing, that is, you have a sim race set up at home for him to do, like Max Verstappen, like Gabriel Bortoleto, that is in Max Verstappen's team, like Fernando Alonso, Lando Norris. He doesn't, which I think is affecting him. And he has a point there. If we look at what happened to Jack Doohan, was it in China that he carried speed into the corner and just went off and destroyed the car? Those are the things sim racing can do to a driver. It can wreck your hand, it can affect the way you drive. But I think it is something that should be given a try. Lewis Hamilton needs to do a lot of sim racing to cope with this new age of drivers, because Formula 1 is moving away from the way it was in the old ages. It's coming to the new age, and the new age is sim racing. And that is where these drivers try. For him to blend, for him to be part of the new world order of drivers, he needs to move into it. And it's my own advice, because it will do him a lot of good. It would change a whole lot for him, and we'll see how Lewis Hamilton will also compete with some of these new age drivers. But sincerely, we see him competing with them. If this guy's sim drives and he still competes with some of them at that level, then he doesn't do simulators, it means that if he does simulations, it will be outrageously, massively good. And I think that is what has helped Max Verstappen to where he is today. A lot of sim racing. If Lewis Hamilton adds sim racing to what he's doing, I wonder if he won't be able to drive any car. I feel that. I think that is why some of these drivers keep saying, no, put me in this car, I will do it, I will do that. And why it is easier for Fernando Alonso to drive that car, the Aston Martin, than Lance Stroll. I think it's just a lot of sim racing he does. I don't know how Lewis Hamilton will be convinced. I think he needs to be convinced to do it. He's been talked up on it for about 5-6 years. Even Nico Rosberg sim races, but he has not really felt it. It feels like, oh, I don't need it. Apart from video games that he plays, the Gran Turismo and Call of Duty, he does not really like it. But we can see people like Fernando Alonso being on platforms like High Racing, R Factor 2, establishing himself as a prominent and accomplished figure in sim racing community. Is working well for him, and I think that's why he's able to be competitive in that Aston Martin. But Lewis Hamilton is still overtaking him in that Ferrari, because if he's sim racing, he should be taking that Aston Martin to another level, be competing with Ferrari. And if Charles Leclerc is sim racing, he should be like 10 seconds away from Lewis Hamilton. Anyway, let me know what you think about this in comment section.